Hi, bestie.
Hi, bestie. Welcome back to the Hi Bestie podcast. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Brooklyn. And we've got kind of an interesting episode for you today.
Yes, I feel like it's going to be deep.
We're coming back. We took a little break, not intentionally, just had life happening. And it feels like it's been forever. We're recording this on a Friday, and we never do that. It's always a Tuesday. So this feels
I
weird.
know. It feels weird, but kind of good because it's the end of the week. So
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, I'm like feeling the weekend vibes, you
Maybe
know?
this should be our new thing. We can totally do it.
Honestly, now that school is like slowing down for me, maybe I can.
Yeah, we'll just release it the next Wednesday.
Oh, yeah,
Nobody
there you go.
nobody cares when we're recording,
I know.
but, yeah, I guess we took, like, a week and a half off because 'cause we're kinda late,
Yes,
but
right.
we're coming back hot, let me tell you. We are
Hmm.
coming in hot with a deep topic,
We didn't even give
but
anyone warning of what we're talking about this week.
we sure didn't. We have really been slacking. Can we
Oh my
confess?
god.
I'm sure.
I wrote that on our notes. I was like, "Pick up the podcast game."
Yeah. Well, it's okay. You were busy with finals,
Mhm.
life, moving. We're both about to be moving, so
Yes.
we'll get there. And
Yes.
the thing is that nobody cares. Like we
This is
don't
for
have like
fun.
a yeah, we're just having fun with it. So no
Yes.
pressure. But for our own sake, I think we want to be better. So
Because if we get too lazy, then it gets to the point where we just stop, and then
it's
it's like,
boring. Yeah.
yeah.
We've done a lot of work. We can't let this just
Heck
slack off.
no.
So
No.
we'll be better, but we're back. And before we talk about what we're talking about, you have to stay tuned a little bit longer. Let's do a
Yes.
little life
Updates?
update. I have no clue what's going on in your life, first off.
Guys, Brooklyn and
So,
I don't talk now that we started this podcast. We used to text probably at least every other day, if not every day, and
yeah,
now I we just don't talk, guys.
we sure don't because we want to save it for here.
Yeah, I mean, if we talked all the time, it'd be like, "What are we gonna talk about today?"
Yeah.
So
Well, give us an update. What's up with your life?
So, like Brooklyn said, I had finals, so that took over my life for probably a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
I got all A's and two B's. Pretty good for grad school. What
Yay.
else? Let's see.
That's so good. Oh my
Yes, I'm
gosh.
done. I know. I'm really happy. And then yesterday I got Botox, guys.
Yeah, what? I only saw that because of your TikTok.
I know it was kind of random, and I got like a deal on it, but yeah, I just went for it. I wanted to know what you thought about it because I didn't even tell you.
I know. I don't know how I feel about it. I've had several of my friends that want to get like lip fillers, and I was
Mm,
super against it for the longest time. I'm against it. This is the thing about, honestly, this is the tea about everything in life,
okay.
like abortion,
Hmm.
gay marriage, like Botox, all these things, drinking, drugs, like anything, you name
Right.
it. My stance is like, for me, no. For you,
Mhm.
I don't care. Like, I don't care
Yeah.
what you do with yourself. So, for instance, Botox, I don't think I would ever get it.
Mhm.
At least not now. I like see why you would. I think it there I have a crinkle in I have some wrinkles here that I would be like, "Oh, that'd be nice." But I don't know. I don't want to, but I don't like judge anyone for getting it.
Right.
Same with
I
like
had
lip fillers or anything. So,
see, that's how I am with lip filler. I'm like, I totally
yeah.
see why people do it. And like I've been
Yeah.
tempted, but I
Same.
probably never will.
Yeah.
But with Botox, I was convinced because she said it would help with my forehead acne, and I was like, sign me up.
Yeah.
So we'll
It's
see.
I love that. I'm all here for it.
Yeah, I hope so. Other than
It's
that,
exciting.
I think that's it, guys. I move in like a week and a half. No, 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Crazy.
I'm really ready to go. That's it
Oh
though.
my gosh, moving in with her boyfriend. That'll
Guys,
be
what the heck?
I can't wait. Maybe we'll have to do like a whole episode on living with a
Living
man.
with a man? Dude, that's perfect. Let's do
It's
it in
gonna be
June.
interesting. Yeah. I feel like there will be some challenges for you for
Oh,
sure.
yeah,
It'll be
definitely.
fun. I look forward to it. Hopefully you guys don't hate each other.
Oh god, no. We'll be
You'll be
okay.
fine. Yeah. And little Phoebes will have her dad around.
She loves him.
Ashley's
She'll be
holding
so
him.
excited.
So cute.
Okay, what
Oh,
about you?
I
What's your
love that.
life?
I really have no update besides just living life.
You were at like the lake for 2 weekends, right?
Yeah, we've been having fun going to the lake. Yeah, just really living life. Hot girl summer, you know?
Hot girl summer. How are you and Jake?
Good. We're good as well. We're going on a double date tonight with Rachel and her mans, so that'll be
Aw,
fun.
that's so fun.
We hang out a lot, the 4 of us, but we haven't been, like, on a date, so we're like, "This will be so fun."
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just good. We're vibing. I move out as well in, like, 3 weeks. My mom's coming, 2.5. I have a
Oh my
bachelorette
gosh.
party oh my gosh, a bachelorette party next weekend, which I'm so excited about.
In
I have, like
Nashville, right?
we're going to Dallas.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
I have put, like, the most into this thing. Like, it's my
Really?
baby. I'm so proud of it. I've spent, like, way more money than I have. Like, I should not be spending, but I just want it to be so good. Like, I love it's for Chloe, and I just love her, and I want her to feel, like, so
Yeah.
celebrated, and I would want someone to, like, do the most for my bachelorette party. Like,
Mhm.
imagine if someone's like, for mine. So, I'm
Yeah,
like,
you'd be pissed.
yeah, like, I know that she'll be so excited, and it'll be so much fun. So that's next weekend in Dallas. We have, like, a
So fun.
Airbnb with a pool, and so, yeah,
Oh, heck yeah.
it's gonna be so fun. So that's been, like, consuming everything, all my money
So
and my
excited.
time. It's kind of all planned now, so we just wait, but
Good.
and then my mom's coming in, like, 2 weeks, and then I have a wedding, like, the next week, so about to get busy, but it's all
Guys, what is
so
it with the
exciting.
summer? I swear every single summer I'm like, "Ooh, I can't wait for summer, like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
have so much time," and then before you know it, every weekend in the summer is booked.
Yeah. No, it's so true.
I know.
It's exciting, though. That's what's fun about it, I feel like, so
So what's your exact move out date?
I don't have to be out till June 20th, but the people
Okay.
that their house I'm moving into they're leaving June 1st. So my mom's coming June 1st, and we're gonna just move everything then.
That is so
So
funny. That's the exact day I'm moving out of my
oh my
house.
gosh. Oh, we're gonna be moving at the same time. So our one of our
Yeah.
episodes will be the first one, like, in our new places. That's funny.
Yes, together.
Oh, I
Love
love
that.
it. Yeah, that's the life update. Really not much happening, but
Same here.
doing good. And Ashley is finally drinking with me today. This is the first
Finally.
time in, like, 2 months.
Forever. Oh my
I know.
god. No school tomorrow. So yes, I am
Woo!
drinking rosé today.
Cute. Oh, that's
My
so
fave.
fun and light and
Ugh,
summery.
I love rosé. It's my
I
new
love
thing.
that. Cute. What's
What are
the
you drinking?
brand?
That's a good question. Honestly, I go and I pick out the cutest bottle when it comes to
Okay,
rosé.
I'm all about a bottle of anything.
Right?
Have a cute bottle or a cute name, and I'm sold.
Same. I genuinely don't even know what it's called. It just looked cute and I was like, "Yep."
That'll do it. Well, mine's a really cute bottle too as well. It's called Pip
Oh,
the Greeter, and it has a golden retriever on it.
that is so
So,
cute.
actually, my neighbor bought it for me, and
Aw.
our dogs are, like, best friends, and it's a Merlot. Is that how you say that?
Ooh, yeah. Isn't that
Right?
super dry?
It is, but I feel like I'm getting so, like, used to dry wine.
I've never tried a Merlot actually.
It's pretty good, but it's so cute. It has, like, a
That is
whole thing
adorable.
about dogs on the back, and this
I
is their
love that.
dog, the people that own the vineyard. It's so cute.
See, that'd get me.
So
I'd look at that and be like, "Yep."
exactly, and that's why he bought it, because he bought it for me and not for Phineas to consume, but, So it's
In honor of
cute.
Phineas. I love that.
I know, so I'm drinking this, and we're gonna go to dinner and probably have drinks, and so just good vibes. It's a
I
good
know.
Friday.
I know. I'm gonna try and convince Dylan to, like, go to a happy hour with me or something. Cause
Yeah. Is it nice there
sounds
in Kansas?
today is super nice. It's not 90 like it has been,
Okay,
and it rained last night, so it's kinda
good.
breezy. Feels so
Yeah.
good.
Love. Oh my gosh, and
Yes.
summer, you're done.
I love summer.
I
Ugh,
love it. That's so exciting.
I know.
Okay, well, let's stop talking about us and talk about us in a different sense.
Guys, this just, like, gets my heart beating.
Anxiety through the roof. No, not
Ugh.
really. Okay, so today we thought it'd be fun to talk about the exciting
Drum
topic
roll.
of breakups, heartbreak. Woo!
Guys, I'm just gonna start this off by saying I was the worst breakup girl.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Horrible. We'll get into it, but I
Yeah.
was not good at it. I'd be way better at it now,
Okay.
but mm-mm.
I'm, like, proud of how I broke up, so this will be good.
Yeah, you're okay, so we have
This will
those
be good.
perspectives. Okay,
Yeah. This
perfect.
is good. Hopefully, neither of us go through breakups again, but
God, I hope not.
if we do, and my relationship's way earlier, so who knows about us, but,
Who
hopefully not.
knows?
But, yeah, we just thought it'd be fun to talk about it. We both had, like, really big breakups, dated men for a really long time. Really only like one big breakup, 2 in our lives, kind of like one and a
Yes.
half, but one that
Yes.
we really cared about. And so we thought it'd be fun because everyone goes through breakups at some point in their life. And so
Oh, yeah.
we're not perfect, but hopefully we can just offer some advice. And maybe we might spill some tea and have some fun little stories about
Oh, yeah. That's why I'm
our
drinking wine. I'm
breakups.
gonna let
We're
loose.
gonna let loose. We're gonna no filter it, throwing
No
tea and
filter.
shade. So if you're offended, sorry. If you know
Maybe you
either of
should
our
if you're my ex, just go ahead and
if you're my ex, that's weird if you're listening, number 1. Number
I
2,
highly doubt they listen.
if you know my ex, just pretend like you don't. Pretend like you
Also,
don't know
this
me.
this won't be slander on them at all. Like, we're not gonna
Right.
negatively talk about them.
No.
I'm just saying if you're my ex, you might not wanna relive this, so you might wanna log off.
Oh, I don't even I'm to the point now where I can relive it and it's fine, but for a long time, oh my
Right.
gosh. Okay, yeah. Well,
Where do we
I wanna
start? Ugh.
honestly, um okay,
Like,
I wanna know about okay, we should give a little backstory of our relationships. We went
okay.
through a breakup within, like, 6 months of each other, which was crazy, in
True.
college.
Yes.
Within like, you were a freshman, I was a sophomore,
Correct.
right?
Yeah, yeah, they
Um,
were closer than I remember.
yours was in, like, February-ish, right? And mine was in
Yeah. Fe
September-ish?
right
No, yours was in March after
right after
spring
spring
break.
break.
Yep,
Yes. Guys,
yeah,
ooh, okay. Yeah.
that's funny. Oh, I guess mine was in not September, mine was in October, Neewalla.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so we both dated I dated my boyfriend for 4 years and honestly thought I was gonna marry him. We talked about that a little bit before. So,
You guys
I
were
would say
solid.
my relationship was a little bit more solid in the sense that we hadn't broken up before. It wasn't, like,
Yes.
solid in a sense of, like, it was a good relationship necessarily, but, it wasn't, like, the worst, and we didn't do a lot of breakups, so we had never
No.
broken up, and so
Right.
the second we broke up, it was like, "That's it." Like,
It was big.
I knew it was done. Like, we weren't messing around. Whereas you guys had kind of been, like, broken up off and on. So it was like I would
Yes.
say yours was a little bit of a different transition, but still, like, really hard.
Mine was, like, visibly toxic and, like,
Mhm.
we probably broke up for the first time when I was, like, a junior, and then it was on and off throughout high school, and
Mhm.
then the last breakup was college.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we still talked after that, so it was stupid.
Right. That's different between us too. Like,
Yup.
oh my gosh, where do we even begin? Okay,
Right,
well,
there's so many differences.
there are, yeah. I guess ours are, like, completely different. I never really realized that.
Yeah.
Do you wanna tell, like, your story kind of and what you
Like, in a
don't
nutshell, probably?
yeah, and just kinda say what you learned. Don't say, like, your advice yet. I think we'll leave that.
Okay, okay. I'll just give, like, the backstory so people know where
Yeah.
I'm coming from. So, like I just said, it was on and off beginning in high school, and then we broke up
You can tell your
for
breakup story if you want, of your
okay,
final breakup, like, in
okay.
detail if you'd like.
I'll do that. So, guys, I was dating someone in the Navy, and they lived
Uh-huh.
in a different country. I'll just say that.
Shocking.
Right, and I was in Kansas, a freshman in college. So,
Good
picture
golly.
this. You're
Misery.
a freshman in college, first of all, in a sorority, and
Mhm.
you're dating someone that is not in the same country as you, and they're in the military. They're not in the college atmosphere.
Right.
That's your first red flag.
Yeah.
I wanted to meet people in college. I was
Mhm.
not a flirt. I really didn't care about boys. I just wanted
No.
to like go out with my friends and think about it in a different country, the time zones were opposite.
Yeah.
So he would be calling me at like 10 p.m. as I'm like in a frat. And I would be like,
He'd be like,
"What?"
"Good morning.
Yeah, I'd be like, "What? What
Going
do
to
you
work."
want?" And he's like, "You don't want to talk to me?" I'm like getting drunk. I'm with my friends. Like I was selfish. I was very
Yeah.
selfish.
Yeah, as you should be.
Right. But I was also toxically obsessed with him and like felt
Yeah.
like this was like the end all be all. Like I felt like I
Right.
had to be in this relationship. So it
Yeah.
was just wrong altogether. Anyways, for multiple reasons, I think he broke up with me. Yeah, he definitely broke up with me. And then
Which I kind of like want to like salute him if he's not salute. That's a bad word because
salute.
he's in the service. So sure for that. But I want to like praise him for that because that's huge. If like your girlfriend was the one in college and like you knew that she had all these opportunities to then like rebound and move on, like that would be so hard to
Yeah.
be like I'm gonna end it. And you're the one so far away from your friends and your family. Like that's kind of ballsy. And I
That's true. I never even thought of it in his perspective, but he was always the one to break up with me. Always.
right.
So it was just typical of him to break up with me. Anyways, and so my desperate self
Typical.
was like, "No," like, I almost said his name. I was like, "I need to see you before we break up. Like, you need to
Oh
fly
my
me out
gosh.
to your country on my spring break, and we can break up face to
Legit
face."
12 hours away. It's not like he was in, like, Canada. It was, like,
Brooklyn, my
across the
flight was
ocean.
16 hours long.
I remember driving to the airport at 4 a.m. being like, "Doo doo doo.
You're like, "Bye, love
Have
you.
fun, have
Have
so
a
much
good breakup."
fun."
So I fly thinking I'm gonna convince him to stay with me, right?
Mhm.
No. We break up
We
basically
both
like,
thought that.
oh, yeah, the day I get there, we break up. I'm there for a week. The rest of our trip, we're just getting along, broken
Yeah.
up. I thought I'd be able to convince him to get back together with me because I was
So
desperate.
odd.
That's horrible and
The way that
embarrassing.
also can we talk about the way that freshmen, like, sorority women go to, like, freaking South Padre and, like, twerk all over everyone
Yeah,
and have
I
the
wasted
spring
my
break of their life, and you're in freaking
a different country getting dumped, first of all, begging for
yeah,
this dude to like me back, and he wouldn't.
disgusting. First off, ladies, we don't beg a man for anything. That's where we begin, but it's fine.
That's why this is embarrassing,
Yeah.
but
We
I'm
do
being
not beg a
honest.
man for a single freaking thing.
No, and I'm not the same girl. Anyways, but the switch flipped because when I got home, I started going out, doing my
Yeah.
thing. I was getting over him, and then guess who
Uh-huh.
wants me back?
That's how it don't get
They
me started.
always want
The
you
men
back.
have the audacity to just lay low while you're going through it and then to oh my gosh, the freaking audacity.
They always want you back, ladies. They always
They
want you back.
they 100%
Yes.
every single time want you back. Every
Yes.
time. Name a situation where they don't. I'll wait.
No, every girl I've ever known, they hit her back up a little bit later.
Yep. It'll be like when she's vibing doing her thing, and that happened to me too as well.
Exactly. So, honestly, that's kind of the end of the story, and then
Yeah.
that I mean, yeah, we broke up. We stayed broken up. So
That's
embarrassing.
it's fine. It's not embarrassing. That's life. I think everyone has gone through that. It's
Probably.
it is funny though that mine was completely different. I was like so it is so interesting. Ours I also didn't see mine coming. Like
Brooklyn, I remember when it happened, you texted me, you're like, "Me and so broke up." I was like, "Huh? What?"
like nobody knew it was going
I
to
was like,
happen.
"Well, no, you didn't."
It was the strangest thing. I think that so I went home for Niawala, which is a festival in our town, and he was home also. And we had one little like fight about I wasn't 21 yet and he wanted to go out to the bars with his friends and I was like, "I drove home to like hang out with you. We're hanging out. I can't go with you to the bars." And so we started fighting about that and then legit, I don't know how, just broke up. Like our conversation just went downhill. We broke up and it was like it was legit, like, I can't even explain. We broke up and talked we texted maybe, like, the next day, like, a couple of times, and then we didn't talk for, like, 2 days, and then finally I had reached out to him and was like, "Hello?" And he was basically like, "Leave me alone," and I was like, "Got it, noted," blocked him, and didn't talk to
Wow.
him for, like, 3 months probably after that, and I was like, I'm not reaching out," and I'm, like, so thankful that both of us didn't reach out to each other because I think that we would have probably gotten back together,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
when you, like, first go through a breakup, you're so, like, just wanna be back together to fix the pain, and
Mhm.
so, we legit did not talk, and then after that, it was like he was back and, for
Wanting to be with you.
years probably wanting to be back together, but the thing that's funny and so ironic about men and how stupid they are, some of them, sorry, boys, if you're listening,
Sorry.
is that the thing I think men and women process breakups differently because they,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
right off the bat are, like, done, have no feelings, like, numb, and they, like, do their thing, and women are like, "Oh my gosh, like, I want you back."
Devastated.
And then by the time that we get over it and we're like, "No, like, I'm so done with you," then the man is like, oh, like, sad and wants you back, and so by the time he had, like, reached out to me, I'm like, "I'm so over you, I couldn't even think
Right.
about being back with you, like, sorry, you should have messaged me, like, right when it happened, and I would've ran back." Like,
No,
they're
exactly,
so
and
stupid.
that's why I stayed broken up too, is because we probably didn't
Yeah.
talk very much, and then by the time I was, like, getting over it and learning that, like, "Oh, life isn't over," then he
Yep.
was like, "Oh, you wanna get back together?" And I was like, "No," and then we mutual were like, "Oh, okay, we're done then."
Yeah, exactly.
So, ugh,
No, it's so hard at first, but I think it's I think it's good that way. I think it's good if you have a man that's actually, like, strict in that of, like, "I'm not talking to you." Like, I'm really thankful that mine didn't reach out to me in those months. Like, it's hard too because in that moment, you're like, "Oh, I want them to text me. I want them to miss you." Like,
Oh,
trust me,
yeah.
they freaking do. Like,
Oh,
there's not a
yeah.
breakup that happens that they're not gonna miss you. Like, don't it's so easy to be like, "Oh, they don't even like me. They don't miss me." Like, no,
They
honey,
do. And
they
if they don't
do.
right now, they will. Just give it a couple of
Exactly.
months.
Yeah.
They always come
They
back.
always come back. They have the audacity, but they'll wait. They'll wait till you're
They'll wait till you post that cute little selfie out at the party on Snapchat.
it's almost like for me, I remember it being like I'm like, "This is weird. Does he have, like, a camera on me or, like, a sensor, like, inside my heart that he, like, knows whenever I'm doing good?" And he's like, "Hi." It's
Right.
the weirdest thing, and I swear
They
it's
can
always
sense
like that.
it. They pick it up.
They can tell when the vibes are good, and then they're like, "Ha
Mhm.
ha, I'm gonna slide in."
And they're
It's
like,
the
"Ooh,
freaking worst.
she's looking good. She's acting right. I wanna be with
Yeah.
her again." And it's like,
Nope.
"Not for you. Not for you."
Also, can we talk about how, Ashley, this is funny. Hopefully,
What?
no one's listening to this that cares, but can we also talk about how, in my breakup, how there was a girl throughout our relationship that was, like, kind of a problem, and then how in the and then you break up and that person is the one that they're with, and you're like, "I freaking knew it.
That is rough,
I knew it."
and
And
honestly,
happens so many times. It's always the one you suspect.
that happens to so many people.
And
It kinda happened to me too, where it's like these girls that, like,
true,
you kinda
true.
worried about, and now you're like,
Yes.
now you're talking?
Yeah,
Really?"
you're like, "Hmm, that's convenient." But honestly, that, like, solidifies everything. I'm like, "I knew I wasn't
Yeah.
crazy. You were freaking gaslighting me thinking I was crazy. No, the
Yeah,
feelings were
honestly, like,
there."
it doesn't feel good that they're talking to her, but you're like, "Oh, well, it makes me feel less crazy because I was
Yep.
right."
I freaking knew it.
I bet that a lot of people, I bet, resonate with that.
I think so. It's always that's how it always happens, I
The girl
swear.
you weren't worried about.
Men are so predictable.
So
Gosh, they're
predictable.
so freaking ridiculous. Um,
Gosh,
anyways,
okay.
those are kind of our backstories. So,
Yes.
I think we handled it way different. Like,
Yes,
s
you were
okay,
way
so
better.
those were our breakups. Let's talk about our, like, responses.
Or healing.
Yeah.
Okay. Gosh, I have to think way back. We both do. Well, I was depressed for like a month, probably longer.
Okay, here's the thing. I wanna say something. We were living
What?
together when you guys broke up. We were roommates, and Ashley is, like, not I would say now she's probably more in touch with her feelings and emotions, but
Mhm.
was not the type to be like, "I'm sad," or, like, "I wanna
No.
cry." Like, I had never seen her cry in my life. I don't think I even did when you guys broke up, like,
I don't
legit.
think so.
I did not see it, and I'm like, I couldn't tell if she was, like, okay, like, she's kind of acting okay, but obviously, like, acting sad, but not the type to be like, "Let's talk about it," like, "I wanna talk about my feelings," like, nothing, and so it was the hardest thing for me to be like I wanted to, like, talk about
Like,
it with
where
you and, like,
yeah.
help you, but I was
The
like,
way I dealt with it was, like, if I don't talk about it and if I don't think about it, then it didn't happen and I can, like, forget about it.
yeah, the
And, like
weirdest thing.
and honestly, there's so much distraction in college that it worked for me
It
to just
helps, yeah.
suppress it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I remember, like, I would text my mom about it while I was, like, in the dorm room. I'd, like, skip class. I'd be like, "Mom, I'm so depressed." But, like, other than that, I didn't tell anyone.
Shocking, so weird.
I know.
Not weird, but that's just how you, like
And I feel like when you and your ex broke up, like, you let it out in that moment,
oh
and
my gosh.
you would, like, tell me you were upset and, like, but
Oh,
right after
yeah.
it happened, and, like, you
Yeah.
got all of it out, and then as soon as you, like, just let it out, I
Yes.
swear, like, 3 weeks later, you were like, "Okay, I'm
Over
good."
it.
Yeah.
That's what's so interesting is I think that there's, like, 2 different for us, there was, like, 2 different ways of going about
Yeah.
it because for me, I was like, "I'm gonna sulk in this for, like,
Yes.
legit probably 3 days, like, cried every second, talked about it to everyone." Like, I was like, "I'm gonna talk about this, I'm gonna, like, really process this." Didn't have, like, a drop of alcohol, was not trying to drink it away,
Yeah.
I wasn't going out, like, I was, like, not trying to rebound with a man,
You
but
sat in your feelings, man.
I did, and I think that it was, like not that everyone processes that way, and I'm not sure that there's, like, a right or a wrong necessarily, but I think it helped me, like, move on and, like, heal faster and, like, in a healthier way.
Yeah, that is healthier and not what I did.
Yeah, but you either way, I guess also something important to note is that, like, either way, you're gonna get over it, like, look at
Yeah,
both of our circumstances and, like, we did it
true.
differently. The timeline might be different, whatever, and the, like, ups and downs, but we both are, like, over it. And I
True.
think that that's something to keep in mind if you're, like, going through a breakup that, like, you will get over it.
That is true, and also I just thought of another point. The okay, the feelings towards our exes after our breakups were completely different.
Okay, how so?
I think from my perspective, my attitude was like, "I still care about you, like, you're still
Mm,
my friend, there's no
yeah.
harm, no foul." Whereas you, there was kind of more of like a like, not like hate, but like just what's the
There
word?
was definitely bitterness, but
Bitterness? I don't
I was
know.
more, like, cut off. I'm like, "I'm not talking to
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
don't communicate with me," like, not yeah. Not like I wasn't like, "Oh, I'm gonna still be your friend." It's like, "No, like, we're done." Like,
right.
there's no being friends with your ex, sorry.
No,
Right
and that
away, right
that
when you
did
break
not
up.
no, and that did not last long for me. Eventually, it was like, "Okay, what's the point of this? Gotta
Yeah,
go."
that's true. I also was probably
Well, there was
I don't
reasons
know.
why, and you weren't necessarily like, "Oh, I'll always care about you. You know, it was nice to know you."
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. Ours
I don't
was
know.
also I didn't feel a lot of closure in our breakup because ours was like a
Mm,
we never, like, break up and got back together, we whatever, and so it was like a one conversation, we broke up, and it was kinda like, "What just happened? Like, are we
that's
serious?"
true.
And so I felt like not a lot of closure, but the closure that I had was, like, him legit just being like, "Don't talk to me," and
Bye.
we didn't talk, like, we legit did
Right.
not say a word to each other, which was good, but,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think it's interesting how I would so, yeah, I was very, like, emotional and, like,
Mhm.
crying every second and, like, talking about it, and you weren't, but
No, I was just acting like nothing happened. Going out, being a freshman.
but I would say that's more my personality in general, though, is if I, like, have a feeling, I'm gonna talk about it in,
Oh,
like, a
yeah.
very,
Well,
like
and you let your emotions out. You'll cry. You'll be a
yes.
normal person, whereas I'm like,
Shut up.
I'm not gonna let anyone see me cry. Like,
Yeah.
I'm all tough, but in the inside, I'm like,
I'm still not sure to this day that I've seen you cry. Have I?
probably. I
Has
really don't think
has
so.
Dylan?
Oh yeah,
Okay, I was like, "Thank
oh
God."
yeah. But
Hopefully
like
someone has.
my roommate, like we're roommates, just living together, being in grad school together for a
Yeah.
year now. Like I've seen her cry probably 3 or 4 times. And the
Yeah.
other day, she was like, "I've literally never seen you cry." She's like, "And you've seen me cry so many times." I'm like,
Yeah.
"That's just not how I release." I think I'm an angry
Right.
person, not a crier.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I'm like go off like you know that type of girl.
Fight someone.
Anyways, I've never been in a fight, but I
That's
have that energy.
yeah. Um,
Okay, should we get to advice?
yeah, I think that we can talk about our advice. Would you say that your advice is would you give advice opposite of how you dealt with it?
Yes.
You would?
So sort of, yeah.
Okay.
I only did a couple things right.
Okay. What would you say what would your advice be, and what did you do? Did you do that or did you not?
So I say distraction is key, and I did do that.
Mhm.
I actually think that that's good.
So true.
I really do. And then my number two is if you're in an like if you're younger, especially like especially college, go out and flirt with people. That's my second
Yeah.
advice.
Okay.
Genuinely, I mean it too.
Okay.
Like I think that that can just kind of like heal your sadness a little bit if like guys think you're cute or girls,
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay.
Those are my main two things that I did do that worked.
Okay. I think I would push back a little bit on the flirting with one, only in a sense of, like, don't I think it's great to go flirt, but I would say don't, like, submerge yourself in another relationship or, like,
No, 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 no.
don't even talk to a man. Flirt with him and get a free drink or something and, like, have fun,
Yes.
but don't, like, go home with him or entertain him. Like, I think I don't know. Do you know what
I
I'm
th-
s
yeah, because I think if you jump into something else immediately, that is definitely not good.
Yeah.
But the way, like, just going out and like flirting around, like, build your confidence back up, kind of.
Yeah.
And in that sense, but like keeping it there for me.
Yes. Yeah, for sure, I agree. I would say that I, like, gave myself a timeline, like, I think I said, like, 3 days because I was, like, down bad for 3 days. Like, I remember the one time
Yeah.
I called Ashley and was like, "Can you come over? Like, I'm not okay." Like, down
Oh.
bad, bad for 3 days, but I remember being like, "I'm not gonna be like this forever, so I'm gonna let myself do this for now," and then, like, stop. Like, don't sit and sulk in your sadness, like
No.
and I think something important is to, like, be with people. I think
Yes.
when you're alone, that's so depressing and so sad,
Yes.
and you just, like, constantly think about it, and you could still think about it with your friend, but just, like, be with people that you love and, like, your best friends and people that will bring, like, a positive energy.
100%. That's something else that I wrote down. I was like, be with family because like that made
Yeah.
me happier or friends, whatever, whoever you
Mhm.
consider your family. And definitely let yourself be sad for, but set a time. Like if you're going to
Yeah.
be like 5 days
1 week.
or one
Yeah.
week, whatever, let yourself do it, let it all out, and then time to
I
get
think
up.
it is good to be, like to, like, specifically, like, set a timeline
I
of,
think
like,
so too.
"This is what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna get over it," because then you're like, "Okay, I have 4 days left, like, be sad."
Yep.
Um, I would say another thing is to, like something I did that thought was fun was, like, did something for myself every day. I remember one of my
Ooh.
friends was like, "Do something for yourself every single day," but I think you could do multiple things, but just being, like, really for me, whenever I broke up, which I had also, again, dated for 4 years and had never been single in my whole life, and so I was like, "I'm gonna really use this time of, like, working on myself,"
Yeah.
which I think is so there's no better time when you just have been broken up with or you just went through a breakup because 'cause you're down so bad that it's like, it's only up from here, like, you
So
can only
true.
get better, and
So true.
so I think that I remember, like, every day doing something fun for myself, whether it was,
Mhm.
like, buying myself a coffee or taking a bath or just, like, something really intentional of, like, "I'm gonna do this and take care of myself in this way."
Yeah. To
But
make
also
myself feel good.
yeah, and I don't know, I think it's, like, such a good I think if there's, like, one thing I could tell people going through a breakup is, like, it hurts so much, but, like, it will be okay. It's funny, like,
Everyone says that, and
you
it's hard
can
to see it when you're in
it's
it.
so hard, but, like, looking back, you're like, "Oh my gosh, I was so hurt," and it's, like, funny because you're like, "I don't feel that." Like, that's not
Right?
like, that's
I
it's
think looking back on
comical.
breakups, like, looking back on my breakup, I'm like, "Oh, you're so sad," but it's kind of exciting.
It's so sad. It's, like it's true, yeah, you wanna, like, give her a little pat and be like, "I'm
Like, "Girl, everything's gonna be
I
okay."
promise it's gonna be good. You're gonna be fine." But it's
Yes.
good, like, it's so good for you. I think everyone should go through a breakup if
100%. I grew so much.
like, I remember being like, "I don't wanna ever break up again," and I don't not because it does suck, but I think one good breakup was, like, so good for us.
I think it, like, built my character, I'm not gonna lie, like,
Yeah.
my breakup, like, I remember right when I people make fun of me for this because 'cause I've told some of my other friends, but I downloaded, like, this breakup app.
I remember that! You told me about it too.
Yeah, and, like,
That
every
was
day
some tea.
it told me to do something. It was like, "Listen to
Yeah.
a podcast." I was like, "What's a podcast?" That's when I first started listening to podcasts. It was
Yes.
like, "Go on a walk, go get your
Uh-huh.
nails done," or stuff like that, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Ooh," like, that app, I swear to God, like, actually worked. If you are in a
I
breakup right now, you don't
get
have to
the
tell
app.
anyone, but download an app. It actually works.
Yes. You told me to do that right after and I remember I did it, I would say for, like, a couple weeks, and then I was like, "Okay, this is getting, like I'm good now." But it was, like,
Yeah.
actually, like, my, like, freaking pride and joy for, like, a week. Because I think
Yes.
the one that you had told me also was, like, "Let me know tell me how you're feeling," and that's so important, like, if you're someone like Ashley who's not talking about your feelings to someone,
Yeah, you
you
can
have
type it.
got to, like, type it, write it, journal it, like, get a notebook. You have to talk about
Oh,
it. Like,
yeah,
I think
and
it's so toxic to keep it all in.
oh, 100%. And also the app that I found, it was like, they had like little categories. It was like, "Do you feel like texting your ex?" And then I'd click it and it had a whole article and it'd be like telling me why you shouldn't text them and stuff like
Tea.
that. Guys, it's like actually a good hack. I'm not kidding.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
And you know what I just thought about is I think that the reason that men take so much longer to get over an ex and, like, end up coming back to their ex is because they don't talk about it, like, they don't break
True.
up and, like, go to their friends like, "Dude, like, every day I'm so sad," like, all this stuff, they just suppress it and then it comes up. So I
That's
think it's
true.
so important and, like, think about it in a sense of, like, the sooner I, like, deal with this and heal, the sooner I'll get over it.
Mhm.
And so it
That's so true.
I think it's so important to be like, "I'm not just gonna pretend like this didn't happen and get over it."
Yeah, I
Another
definitely could have gotten over it quicker if I would have like actually acknowledged it. So,
yeah, that's okay,
but
you
that
did
comes
it.
with maturity.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh, yeah, I think we'd be so different now.
Oh, yeah.
Another thing so important, I think, and I'm not sure how long I did this or if I even did, is to get off social media.
Yes. Yes. Oh my god.
Huge,
That's my next tip.
huge.
Go mute your freaking ex or
Mute
unfollow
them.
them
Yep,
on Instagram. You can mute people on Snapchat too. I've done it to several people. Mute
yep.
them.
Mute them. You don't even have to unfollow them because sometimes that feels petty, but
Right.
mute them or honestly, like, delete the apps for, like, a
Yeah.
week or however long you're feeling. There's nothing worse than being, like, so depressed in your sorrows and you're scrolling through Instagram and your friends are out having fun or you're, like, random people you follow on Instagram are having the best life ever, and it's like, that makes you feel so much worse.
Oh, I agree. What sucked for me is I would be scrolling through Snapchat because that was big when I was going through a breakup. I feel like everyone was on Snapchat.
Yeah.
You would see your ex's friends post with your ex, and I'm like, "Oh my god."
Yep.
So I started muting anyone that he
Yeah.
hung out with. I'm like, "Mute, mute. I just don't wanna see
It's
him."
so good to just not see it, pretend like it
Nope,
doesn't exist.
nope,
So
don't need it,
true.
don't need it. I just probably unmuted them, like, a year after we broke up. I was like, "Oh, I don't care if I see him now."
Yeah, and especially if I had to do this too, which is kind of embarrassing to admit, but I don't really care now, because I would do it now, but,
Right.
I had to mute the person that they ended up being with as well, because I was
Oh,
like, "I
yeah,
don't
that's
wanna
not
see you
embarrassing.
guys posting with each other, like, that's
No, no thank you.
it's not like it's not like a them thing, it's more of like a me thing that it makes me
Yes.
feel a certain way when I see it, and so I just don't even wanna see it, and then I don't.
Speaking of, if your best friend or a friend is going through a freaking breakup, don't send them shit about their ex.
Yeah,
Leave them alone.
that's true.
They don't need it yet.
They
I
don't need to
remember
see it, yeah.
right, like, I remember Lexi one time, probably a few months, probably, like, 6 months after we broke up, she was like, "Can I finally tell you this one thing that, like, I really wanted to tell you, like, a long time ago?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready now."
Oh my gosh. You were the same way. I remember when you told me about so and so being together with each other,
Uh-huh.
I think that you had, like, waited a little bit because you were like, "I don't know if you can handle this."
Handle it right now, yeah.
But which, yeah, that's good. Don't be like yeah, ah, it's
Don't be
social
like
media.
don't be like, "Oh my god, go look at so and so Snapchat story, they're together." It's like,
Yeah.
I I don't wanna hear
I
that
don't
right now.
need to see that. That's, like, so depressing.
So depressing.
It is. I think that, one last thing that I would say that really helped me was I have a lot of things. I have, like, a whole list, which
Same.
I had made a list before we were doing this podcast because I had just, like, made one right after I got Um, broken up with, it was such a mutual thing. I did not get dumped. Let's make
Yeah,
that clear.
you really didn't. I did.
I probably controlled that breakup more than anything, but,
Girl, you controlled that relationship.
true. I was the, boss in that one.
You
But
drove the boat.
one thing the final thing I'll say, and whether you're, like, a spiritual person, a religious person or not, is I think something so important is to, like, control your thoughts because it's so easy to get, like, consumed and go down rabbit holes with your thoughts, and
Oh, yeah.
I remember having to be like I don't even know how to, like, describe it, but I would, like, think of something, like, think of him, and I would have to be like, "I'm gonna change my thought." Like,
Yep.
you have to be, like, really it's, like, really
Intentional.
hard, but you have to be really intentional of being, like and I would have to, like, pick something that I was gonna think. For me, it would be, like, I'm gonna, like, pray in this situation or, like,
Yeah.
do, like, a Bible verse to, like, get me out of thinking about that something because I was like, "I can't." You can get so consumed by your thoughts of
Oh my
like
god.
and make up so many scenarios that are probably not true. Like he's probably not
Yes.
having sex with a girl the first night you broke up. He might
Right.
be like, but you can think
If
that you're
he's
like,
that horrible, like, maybe, but who
right, but
cares?
like that's where your mind goes. You'll be like, oh my gosh, she's hooking up with everyone and duh, and it's like maybe, but also probably not. Like, and you're
Right.
just making that up, and then it's like a cycle, a vicious cycle, and you have like got to stop that or you will legit just spiral. And honestly,
Yes.
I think that's such a good practice. Like, even to this day, of like in any situation in life, that's such a good practice, which
I
I
was gonna say, I
suck
feel like
at,
that's just good
but
advice in general, like,
totally, yeah. I do that all the time. I have to do that, like, even
same.
now in, like, a new relationship, I find myself having to do that, being like, "Okay, chill, like,
Yeah, like,
that's
next
you
thought.
just made that thought up, like, that's
Yeah.
not true."
Yes.
But that's
Anxiety.
maybe some people don't have those. Maybe that's just us being, like, anxious freaks, but I
People listening with no anxiety are like, "Huh? What does
like
that mean?"
you have thoughts? Huh?
You have unrealistic thoughts?
Yeah. Whoa.
No, but I love that piece of advice, and I think that a lot of people will appreciate that because whether you are anxious or not, during a breakup, I guarantee you your thoughts are
You have
racing.
Yeah, you have some sort of anxiety probably during a
Oh, yeah.
breakup. Like, that's just how it
Everyone.
is. Yeah. And I think
Well,
back to, like, highlight the one thing is, like, try to think about yourself in, like, 5 years, like, this will
yes.
not matter. It's been 5
Yes.
years for us, 5 to 6 years, like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Like, my breakup doesn't affect me to this day. Like, it changed me,
No.
sure, but, like, you will be fine. I don't feel sad, like, I don't feel those
No, we look
we're
back on it
fine.
like it's just a memory, something you
Yeah.
learned from, something you grew
Yeah.
from, but we're not looking back on it anymore with any of those same feelings. Like
Right.
it gets better with
It
time. It
does.
really is just time.
It Yeah, so true. And also, I keep going. I could go off forever.
Oh,
Another
same.
thing that I think is really important is to not compare your timeline with other people because I remember even
Oof.
being like looking at Ashley and being like, she's over it and like she got over her ex so fast and she's moving on and blah blah. But it's like your timelines are different. Don't ever compare yourself. Like for me, I
Yes.
would say genuinely me being like healed from my
Mhm.
relationship and like over it was like 2 years.
Yeah.
2 to 3 years. Like, it was a long time, and I'm not 3 years because that would have been, like, yesterday, but not
Yesterday.
yesterday, not really, but last year, but, like, it takes as long as it takes you, and that's fine.
Right.
There's no, like,
Everyone's different.
recipe for healing.
No, and everyone's definition of healed is different too. So,
Yeah.
like, you could be really hard on
True.
yourself, and the person that looks healed, they might inside,
Yeah.
not really be. You just never
Yeah.
know. Just focus on yourself and
Just take this time to be selfish and do you.
yeah,
Vibe with
set a goal and like think about that every day.
Vibe with your girls. Make this a time to, like, get close with your besties. Because honestly, when you have a boyfriend, especially a long-term one, you kind of are less you still have your besties, but, you that's your best friend, your boyfriend is probably.
Mhm.
So now you have good time to, like, really get close with your besties. That's what this is all about.
Exactly.
Hi, bestie. Us
Hey,
being besties.
bestie. We don't
So
need no
yeah,
man,
we don't. And
but
if
we love you,
we
Dylan and Jake.
I don't say love, but
Oh, forgot. My bad.
we don't say that yet, but
Jake,
yeah.
I love you. I don't even know
Oh,
you.
I know. I hope you meet
That's
him
so sad.
someday.
What the heck?
And also look at us as, like, girls that had long-term boyfriends that we thought we were gonna marry, and we've we're
Here
both
we are.
now in other relationships, and we're moved on, and we're not
Yes.
hung up on our ex, so you
And
can
now
do
we're
it.
better in relationships from we
True.
learned from our last one and now we're better girlfriends too.
True. Yeah, so true. You
Everything
can
happens
do
for a
it, besties.
reason.
Hopefully, no one is going through a breakup, but
If you are, hit me up. I'll help you out.
oh my gosh, yeah, I could talk about this for, like, days with someone,
Oh,
honestly.
same.
I'm, like, so
It's
passionate about it.
it's a huge part of life.
It is, yeah. Everyone's done it and will and has and at some point, most likely. So,
Yeah.
also, sorry, I keep saying also, but I'm going to keep going. One more thing, one more thought, and then I'm cut off.
Okay.
Another thing I want to say is that I think you can feel all these feelings and still do all this, even if you didn't date someone for 4 years. Like, you could still talk to
Oh,
someone
yeah.
and, like, date for a couple months or talk to someone for a couple months and still be, like, heartbroken from a breakup
Oh, yeah.
thing. So don't feel like you are not valid. Like if you're feeling what you're feeling, that's valid. So
Yeah, I was a sad girl and my relationship was toxic and on and off all the time. So,
exactly.
it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be this like perfect relationship. It can be anything.
Yep. True.
Guys, that was a good one.
That was deep. Maybe next week we can come back with something bright and fun. But we thought that was a good one because we have both been through a pretty rough breakup. But
Yes, and we have different perspectives. So, if you are
yeah.
going through a breakup, hopefully you learned something. Some sort of download that app, girl.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's so true. That's a good piece of advice.
I'm telling you.
And hang out with your besties.
Yes. Ask to
Make
be
you
our
feel better.
guest. If you're going through a breakup, DM us and ask
Oh
to
my
be our
gosh,
guest.
yeah, we'll have real life, interview.
Yeah.
So how's your breakup going? They're they're, like,
Tell
sobbing.
everyone.
We're like,
Tell our 10 listeners, please.
"Hey, quit downsizing our freaking following. We have made, like, 50 cents, first off."
Yeah, first of all, you wanna split that, girl, and go get a lollipop or something?
Lollipop. We can go to the rec center, you know how they have those like, at the ball fields, those
Yeah.
25-cent
Those little
lollipops. No, actually, I think I deserve 75% of it, and you get 25.
Okay.
Perfect.
Guys, what if we hit the
I'm just
jackpot one
kidding.
day randomly and me and Brooklyn argued over money? I highly doubt it.
What if we're like, call her daddy and we break up?
Absolutely not. First of all, those
We
girls
wouldn't.
weren't even best friends that long, like
Breast friends? Did you just say
breast
best friend? You just said they weren't even breast friends that long.
Guys, the wine hit me a little too fast. I'm
Oh.
kidding.
Should we do oh, I have a good idea. We should do a drink or spill.
Next week.
Oh my gosh,
Heck
that would be
yeah.
so fun.
Heck yeah. Yes, yes, yes,
A
yes.
drink or spill.
And we each come
That's
up with
fun.
questions for each other?
Yes.
Heck, okay, we're gonna hype
Oh
this up
my
because that's gonna be
gosh.
awesome. Okay, guys,
I love that. I
it's
won't be
happening.
drinking a ton because I'm not about being out here drunk, but I'll still get a little tipsy. I'll take a little drink
Oh
of my
yeah,
that will just be fun to be like, "I don't wanna talk about that, I wanna take a drink."
like
Oh my gosh,
yeah, I'm
that's
gonna have to do a
fun.
white claw because if I do wine, like imagine
Or, like,
taking.
shots or something? How do people
Oh
do that?
heck no,
I'd be dead on this couch.
two when I'm drunk.
I'm dead. Oh my gosh, that's so fun. We should do it, and we could also ask people what we should ask each
Ooh,
other because I
yeah,
love
if they
getting
want to
our
know
people
things.
involved.
Okay,
Fun.
I'm loving this.
Okay, there we go. Look forward to that next
Tea.
week, besties. Ah!
That's gonna be so fun. I
I
can't
love
wait. I
it.
can't wait to ask you some stuff.
Oh my gosh. Yay! Okay, so fun.
uh,
All right. Good. This was fun, bestie. Cheers to being healthy if we ever have breakups again and being
Cheers.
healthy and her glass is empty. I love that for you.
I timed it wrong, but
That's
yeah,
fine.
if actually, I'm not gonna speak to end date existence
We're not
now.
breaking up. We're marrying these men. Jake,
Dylan,
you listening?
where it at?
We both put our finger up. We said,
We're so desperate.
me being in a relationship for 2 months. Hello?
Hello, ring
Hello?
ring.
Where's the ring? Put that ring on it, boy.
I need to stop. Dylan's like never ever felt pressure, and he was like,
Good. He
"You
should
talk
feel
about it. You talk about it so much. You're pressuring me." I was like, "I need to stop."
but like it's just I think it's good. Imagine also if you were like dating a girl and she's not wanting to get married and like not like that's unattractive.
Yeah, Dylan, you should be grateful that I want to marry you. Like, come on.
Imagine if she didn't want to be married and didn't
I
want
was
to
like,
have kids.
I'm kidding when I say stuff like that. He's like, "No, you're not." Yeah, you're right.
You're right, but it's fine. I love that.
Okay, we need to stop.
Oh, we could talk forever. We know that, but
I know.
love you so much, bestie. Glad we got to catch
Love
up, and I'm gonna
you.
look forward to a tea session next week.
No, that's gonna be so freaking fun. I can't
I'm
wait.
excited. I love it. Okay, love you so
Have fun
much,
at dinner.
bestie. We will. You as well.
Bye.
Bye.